Hello and welcome back. We are going through another part of the NSGNSNCNONENNEBB challenge for Final Fantasy X. That's no sphere grid, no summon, no customize, no overdrives, no escapes, no encounters, and no blitzball. And we are on the boat on our way to Kilika. We have our first fairly significant boss because we have the 1-2 hit of the Sin Fin and the Sin Spawn underwater straight afterwards. Obviously in that fight we've only got Tidus and Waka. And we've got no chance to heal them in between fights. We've got no chance to change any equipment out, anything like that. So we've kind of got to set up for that fight in the middle of the first fight, whilst also doing the fight, as it were. And obviously we are slightly under-leveled from where we're meant to be. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that fight goes.
But someday,
it's our first meeting with Owaka. We'll give him a little bit of gil. Obviously we can't give him the full, I think it's 10,000 you get something better, but we haven't got that much money, so we'll just something weird on the recording for the video. I'm hoping it, yeah, oh, it's back, good, yeah. Ooh, that was weird. Don't remember that happening when I actually recorded the thing. That was really strange. Thank God that wasn't a problem. And yeah, we're just gonna do the old potion trick. Kick away, just so that we've got 20 potions. We're probably not gonna need them at this point of the game, but hey, it's free stuff. We might as well collect it, right? So yes, this will take us across the boat. We're going to land at Kilika, do a couple of bits there, and take ourselves to the forest, and have a go at beating the Sin Spawn at the kind of the foot of the temple. But really importantly, we need a Dark Touch weapon from that boss. And it has to be as well for Tidus. It just makes things so much easier if he at this point gets a Dark Touch weapon. So this is our sort of first farming section, if you like, for farming one of the bosses. So it will be a case of trying again and again and again until we get it, really. Obviously if we don't get the drop, we're just going to have to reset and start from scratch, and try the boss out again. And I don't know why, looking back at this recording now, it's really easy and obvious for me to see where that Al Bhed Primer is, but while I was playing it I couldn't for the life of me see it there, hence why I just left it. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to see on my screen in my living room. Maybe sun glare or something at that particular part of the screen. But yeah, looking back on that, it was really weird to see this really obvious kind of red and blue square thing in the bottom corner, and I just went, no, right, this room's clear of items, on my way. Is that okay? There's one letter missing, I suppose, but never mind.
I heard you don't.
I think I said in the previous video that if I find them, I find them. If I don't, who cares, kind of thing. I'm now just kind of wandering around trying to trigger the next bit. Essentially, it's like, right, I know there's a fight here in a minute. Can we just kind of jump to the Sin attack, please? Get on with it, game. Obviously we've now got Kimari as part of the party as well, because although you fight him previously, he doesn't join the group until this point. So now that they've all left her alone, let's have a chat with Yuna, and let's talk about our dads and stuff, and then get attacked by one of our dads and stuff. But yeah, this is sort of the beginning of that slight upslope, as it were, for the difficulty kind of starting to slap us about a bit. And then when we get to the Kilika Forest, there'll be monsters there that we can't just one-shot. It will be very, very important as well to get an Ice Strike weapon for Waka. Luckily, there is one in the forest. That way, it will make it that little bit easier for us to kill the flying bees that are there, because they are weak to ice. I think with the elemental damage, I think it means we can one-shot them again. Unless it's a case of we can one-shot like 90% of them, unless we get a particularly low damage roll. I can't quite remember. And the lizardy things there, maybe it gets to a point where we can't quite one-shot them with Tidus, or I don't think we'll miss them. I don't think our accuracy is low enough to not hit them yet.
And the stands are always full. How do you
I think that more becomes a problem when we hit Mihan and Mushroom Rock. They become a bit harder to hit. The lizards and the dogs there. So I'm pretty sure he should be able to kind of keep up with them, as it were, and hit them.
His name is Jacked.
I just hope that he manages those one shots on those. It just makes things so much easier.
You know, our meeting like this must
But
be
no, this early stage of the game, this is Lulu's kind of bread and butter here, because her magic damage is so much better than their damage output. Better than Tidus's, better than Waka's, and better than Kamari's. And obviously, where we don't have Orin yet, she is kind of our main damage dealer, really. Unless there is something that is very, very specifically resistant to magic. Because even if they're not necessarily weak to a particular element, as long as we pick an element that they're not strong against, then yeah, we should be alright. Oh, stop talking about your dads, no one cares. Get on with it.
Came to Spira. But, it's true, I first met Jekt 10 years
that is
months ago.
That's the one problem I think about not having the cutscene skipper for the console is it's not necessarily the actual like video cutscenes. Like obviously what we've seen with Tidus in the Blitzball match at the beginning, or when Yuna does the sending, which will actually be later in this video. Those moments are quite nice to keep. It's these bits, it's these sort of in-game cutscenes. They just they take so long. Ah, good, something's happening. Good. Let's have a bit of action, shall we? Good. That's more like it. Yeah, like these cutscenes, the actual video cutscenes. These are great. I'd love to keep all these in and cut out the actual in-game engine bits, kind of like this. The cheap cutscenes, as it were. Like we can't render all of this as a video, so we're gonna have to do a lot of this in the in-game engine. Pretend it's gameplay when it isn't. But yeah, so obviously normally with this we'd go heavy Waka with his ball as well. I think if memory serves, we kind of get him and Tidus out of the way very, very quickly. Just to preserve their health, because obviously I don't want to have to keep healing them all the time ready for the next fight. So if we just take them out of the fight altogether and just do it with Yuna and Kimari and Lulu, then that makes things a hell of a lot easier for us. we can have, at least we've got Kimari's Lancet ability, and then obviously Lulu's magic, and then where we need it, Yuna can just kind of be on healing duty for everyone, for the three of them, and we can leave Waka and Tidus kind of out of the party, out the way, with their health nice and high. Because don't forget as well, obviously in the next fight we'll be using Dark Attack, but we only get 2 shots with it because of Waka's MP, and we kind of need to make sure that we don't drag the fight out too long, because if it loses that darkness a second time, we're kind of screwed then, because it's just gonna be brutal. Oh, okay, we'll keep Tidus in just to hit these things. Fair enough. Obviously, we're going to do the whole keep 2 of the Sin Scales in, or rather, get rid of 2 of the Sin Scales and keep 1 in, just to ensure we don't get any more flying in. 1 is obviously a lot easier to deal with than 3. Granted, obviously, when its wings flicker, it is going to then cause us a little bit of a problem, but by and large, we should be alright. Targeting the fin. Yeah, targeting the fin was a pain. Kept getting party members for some reason. Right, so there we go. There's the 2 Sin Scales done, so we should be getting rid of Tidus right about now. Pretty sure he's on full health there. Obviously, Waka's already out of the party. Not sure why he's being brought in. Maybe it's just a case of whittling stuff down. Checking Tidus's health, maybe? Yeah, that's all good. Yep. It's so bizarre. Okay. So, the plan, clearly, that I had in my head that I'd verbalised just now, nothing to do with the plan I had at the time. I'm guessing just use the 3 of them for attacks, and then kind of go from there. Although now Lulu's joined, Yuna's joined, so I'm really not sure what the plan is here. Obviously, yeah. Yuna on curing duty. I'm so confused as to why Waka's still in the... Like, I guess I do more damage with him than I did with Kimari's Lancet, so maybe it's a case of keep him in until I have to get rid of him, cure him up right at the end, and then change him over. Seems a bit counterproductive, to be honest. It would have been easier, but then I suppose if his damage is sort of twice as much, close to twice as much. Yeah, we're getting 77 there, and what was Waka's attack doing? 117. Okay, so it's like 40, so it's like 1.5 times the amount. I guess that makes sense. There is some kind of logic to it, and as long as he's full health come the end of the fight, I guess it doesn't really matter. Very fortunate that we're not getting any attacks from Sin here at all. Yeah, cure Waka up. I'm guessing now is going to be the time to get rid of him. Maybe not. Oh, this will very, very nearly kill the fin. Yeah, it's got like less than 100, hasn't it, now? I would have thought. Thankfully, obviously, with it being a very kind of early point boss, it's not really causing us... Oh, what's that got? 3 health left? Is that 3 health? I think. No idea why I'm curing Kimari there, but I suppose it doesn't matter. I got the MP for it. Yeah, has he got 3 health, I think? Yeah, 3 health. Absolutely ridiculous. But, hey, part 1 done. Waka's at full health. He's still got his 10 NP, so we've still got 2 dark attacks. Tidus is at full health as well. Yeah. We'll, part 1 done, as it were. And we'll see how part 2 goes. But we have definitely left ourselves in the best possible position for the second part of this kind of double header. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain that we can't do the save halfway through, but hey, there's got to be a few challenges in the game, hasn't there? You can't breeze through absolutely everything, as they say. So, yeah. First there were 5 and now there are 2. What's brilliant about this, yeah, Tidus getting hit and hit and hit and hit. I'm pretty sure if he got hit that many times by them, he'd probably be, like, gone. And also, how did Waka get his ball back? And was that meant to be a potion? And does it come out of your... Does it come out of your inventory? No, it does not. Also, where was the green number? Come on, Square. You did the graphic for the actual item thing. But, yeah, there was no green number. Poor show. And finally, when Waka threw his ball, it wasn't even kind of moving at all. It was just dead still, but sort of sliding sideways. It was weird. Right, yep. Gotta get these dark attacks off. And then we've got to kind of get rid of it as quick as possible, really. Because after 3 goes, that dark is going to disappear. And, yeah, it's gonna start not only hurting us, but healing itself with the drain touch. So, yeah, we've got to make sure we wipe this guy out as quick as possible. Also, with the sin scales flying by, they're just going to keep leaving, so we're just going to ignore them, obviously. Yeah, I think this still hits, doesn't it, even if it's blinded? Yeah. Yeah, which is a problem. And it's lost its blind, from the looks of it. Yeah, that's it, him again. He's still got plenty of health. Yeah, he's lost his blind. So it's kind of a do or die now. We've got no more dark attack we can use. I think we've got ethers, but I don't really want to be using ethers to get 10 MP. Ultimately, though, we do have to finish him off. It's a shame we don't have any lightning strike weapons here. That would make life quite a lot easier. But that's a problem for later. We'll yeah, we'll worry about having to farm a lightning strike weapon later. Yeah, just keep hitting. Just keep hitting. Especially with Tidus, because he's doing more damage anyway. Waka can heal himself if needs be. But 253 health, that's still quite a bit. We can survive a blender with that, so we should be alright. Got the nice crit there as well. Yeah, now he's been hit twice. Now it's a problem. Now we've got blender. Excellent. Yeah, Waka's going to die, isn't he? Ooh. Now is definitely time to heal. Definitely time to heal now. That's yeah, that's the problem otherwise. Yeah, no messing about. Straight to the high potion. Who cares? Yep. And yeah, because he's now run out of blind now, so he's gonna start healing himself, which is gonna be a real pain. 56. Thankfully, we do out damage him with each attack, so. But that's a pain. Do not want. Yeah, there we go. Thankfully Thankfully, we only got the one Drain Touch attack in, so he wasn't completely nerfing our attacks. But yeah, the double header boss, all done and dusted. Cannot argue with that at all. Got the absolutely pointless Liquid Steel there as well, because who cares about Water Strike when we're going to have the Brotherhood, which will, I know we've got to wait for a little while for it to be upgraded in order to actually use the Water Strike on it, but it will have Water Strike, so it's kind of pointless, and Sin is going to come and wreck the day. Sorry guys. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's nothing we can do about this. Bye-bye, Killiker. Looked like such a lovely place until, well, until Sin, unfortunately. Just getting a couple of, I noticed that in the last cutscene, a couple of the shots of the kind of weird city structure on top of Sin's head. Again, it's the kind of thing you sort of forget about if you're not paying attention to the cutscenes that much on sort of more recent playthroughs. Oh, brutal, absolutely brutal. And to be honest, it didn't look like it really did anything there. It just kind of was using a kind of a gravity field just to kind of bring everything in. It wasn't even using like blasts of anything. It wasn't even kind of crushing its way through. It looked like quite a mild attack by all accounts from Sin there, and just what it did was absolutely brutal.
I was just fooling myself.
But yeah,
maybe it was that day on the sea,
completely decimated them with hardly any effort, it seems. Hardly any effort at all. Just kind of came in and just went,
I wasn't going home.
You're done.
This was my new reality, and I
But
was stuck
yeah,
in it for good.
we tried, guys. We tried to take him out, but I think we just pissed him off by throwing stuff at his fin and sticking a harpoon in it. I think that's literally all we did, was we just annoyed him. So yeah, it's kind of on us, this one. We did not help the situation in the slightest. But yeah, bit of lore here, a few items to collect, and we can go straight to the forest and the first kind of decent-ish section of fiends to overcome. Obviously, remembering that we have to fight every single fight that we get in. It's us or them. No escaping anything, and yeah, no kind of nerfing stuff with Valfor. It's just us against them. That's all we can do. Us against them.
We'll go see what we can do to help in town.
So yeah, we'll hurry up and get this next cutscene bit done. Walk then. Why am I not moving? What am I expecting to do? Was I in the middle of something? It's a bit weird. Come on, move. Get walking. There we go. Yeah, there's nothing there. Keep going forward. You need to hurry up and activate the unit dancing cutscene. You need to then get to the morning, and we need to hurry up and get ourselves to the forest. So we got stuff to do. We got items to collect. We've got an O2 to beat. We've got to get to the Sin spawn, and then we can farm for an item. The first sort of major farm. Yeah, of the game, and it will not be the last, don't you worry. I'm actually currently having to farm a particular thing in the monster arena at the moment, and oh my god, it's ridiculous. Kind of got a couple of the bits that I wanted really quickly, and then it's just spawn and then defeat the thing. It's like, no item now, or it's for the wrong person, or yeah, it's
You truly are clueless.
absolute
Are you sure it's
bloody
just your memory that's
nightmare.
the problem?
But yeah, that's
Beg,
what this
need
challenge is full
guidance.
of. Those bits and pieces where we've got to kind of make sure that we've got a very specific piece of equipment at a very specific
Filled
time,
with
otherwise
grief
we
over
can't
their
move
own death,
forward.
They refuse to face their fate.
Or
They yearn to live on,
even if we can move
and
forward, it
resent
makes
those
life
still
nigh
alive.
impossible to actually get anywhere. But yeah,
You see,
come on guys,
they
let's
envy the living,
let's explain what fiends are.
and in time, that envy turns to
I
anger,
mean,
even hate.
it's an interesting way of kind of explaining what fiends are, but I don't really understand
Should these
how,
souls
because
remain
you've
in
got
Spira,
some unsent
they become
things that are
fiends
sort of in their
that
unsent
prey on the
fiend
living.
stage, like humanoids,
Sad,
like
isn't
Seymour
it?
becomes, and
The
Mika
sending
and
takes them to the
Belgamine
far
and
plane,
that lot.
where they may rest
But
in peace.
I guess
Summoners do
technically
this?
Jisco at one point as well. But they're sort of saying all the fiends that you fight out on the roads are all fallen people. Like what? The dingoes and the condor birds and like the anaconda snake and the fungi mushroom things. What, they were all humanoids at one point, I think? Or am I completely misinterpreting what? I mean, I will admit it's kind of been a while since I've really engaged in that explanation, but like, she says they turn into fiends, and then they refer to all those animals that you fight as fiends. So unless there's sort of two levels of fiends, where you've got just regular monsters that are just out in the world that decide to attack you, and then you have this other layer of fiends that are unsent, and the unsent just happen to kind of become things like Micah and Belgamine, where they look human and they're humanoid, but they're a fiend version of that. I'm not really sure if I get that. Weirdly, it makes a lot more sense to explain that they come raining down from the moon, like in Final Fantasy VIII. Or just do what they do in 9 and 7 and just don't explain it. It's wild things that live out in the world. Like, that would have made more sense. Or if they'd have just used a different word. Like, don't call them fiends, just call them, like, the unsent. And they're your kind of world's version of, like, the undead. Like zombies and stuff. That kind of makes sense, because they sort of are towards the end, especially like when you get to Xanakind and you get the actual like fallen monk enemies and things. But yeah, I think it's because they call them fiends, and then they call all the monsters fiends. It's like, just I don't know. Don't make sense to me at all.
It must be
I
tough.
don't get how
being a summoner.
both can
Yuna
be
chose her
the
own
same,
path.
but
She
hey
knew
ho.
from the beginning what it meant.
Splitting hairs, I guess, over
All we
stuff
can
that
do
really doesn't matter.
is protect her along the way, until the end.
Protect her along the way,
Until the
Lulu.
end?
Nah.
What's
I mean,
the
we'll get
end?
to a point in the game we'll barely use her. I mean, the one thing she can do, I suppose, is cure us. And at least she's got a Suna, which is useful, but
Until
I mean, she can't
she
attack.
defeats sin.
And she's got no other magic skills. And you get to a certain point in the game and it's easier to just use items. So you might as well just use that
I
to
hope I did okay.
cure yourself with. So yeah, I'm afraid,
You did very
Yuna,
well.
it gets to a point you are
They've
literally the
reached the
sensor
far plane
machine.
by now,
At least
but
that's what sort
no
of she
fears
becomes
next
for
time.
me.
Mhm.
The old
I
rod of
wished
wisdom with
there would
sensor on it,
never
because
be
there's no
next
real
time.
equipment that's
No more
really of
people
any
being
use
killed
for her
by
to
sin.
have.
No more sendings for Yuna.
Although I
Everyone
would
stood there
admit,
watching her. It was
Like
strange.
having
And somehow
sort of Stone Strike or
horrifying.
Death Strike
I
or
never wanted to see it
Poison
again.
Strike even. Yeah, quite useful. But you always find that other characters have got those things more readily available anyway. And yeah, Sensor is the one thing that a lot of those weapons don't tend to have, because like you don't really need it, do you? Like it's more important to have Stone Touch, or it's more important to have Poison Touch, or Death Strike or something. It's much more important to have that than to have a weapon with like Sensor on it. So, and because Yuna's weapons do bugger all anyway, it's always a case of like, well, you're the Sensor Queen then. Aha. Give me some stuff. Give me some stuff, old woman. What you got? Sensor items. Like, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. What am I going to do with that? Oh, got more crap to sell than I thought I'd have. Handy. Yeah, get rid of all that crap. 15 whole gil. Oh, rolling in it. Absolutely rolling in it. Now where am I going? Am I going to another store, maybe? I think. Oh yeah, save the little girl. Save the little girl. I can't remember what you get. You get like an elixir or something for it. Can't remember. We'll find out in a minute, I suppose, because kind of watch her run away and follow her. Follow that girl. She's got something of mine. Yeah, no bad dream, I'm afraid. It's all real. It's all real and it's all here. Isn't that great? I'm assuming that I'm going around talking to people to see if they're going to give me items. I mean, I can't imagine why they would. There are only so many items after all, and because they're all in a bit of a state, they're not really going to have anything of note for me, are they? Let's be honest. They're going to need anything that they can get their hands on at the moment. Why aren't you helping, Mr. Blitzball man? Look, the other Killer Beast players, there's helping. He's hammering that same bit of wood for ever.
There you are.
And you're not doing anything. It's like, rude.
Onto the temple. Go! High Summoner O'Holland. Yep.
I love that. Sadorux Huddle. So like, there's only 3 of them. You only got half a team there. Where's the others?
Praying for Vic.
Something wrong?
Is this...
This is the players fight with all that strength. They forget.
Yeah.
That's
Something
why
about
Blitz has been
Blitzball.
At least that's what I think.
Can't play it, Walker. We can play
Let's play.
one game
Right.
because we have to. Play one game against Luca.
Temples beyond the jungle.
That it makes no difference whether we win or we lose. At all. Make a blind bit of difference, because I think the thing you get is like some kind of a sphere, like a strength sphere or a skill sphere or something. And you're like, well, can't do anything about that. Oh. Yeah. Again, how did I not see there's an Albed primer there? How did I miss that? They're obviously not showing up very clearly on my TV screen in the living room. It's the only thing I can think. Because that to me on the screen here that I'm looking at to kind of obviously piece this all together and do the edit and everything, it's so obvious, it's so clear, it's so like in your face that yeah, I don't understand why I kind of didn't do like picking it up. I didn't do picking it up. God, sentence. I didn't do picking it up, so I did leave it there. Oh no, that actually does make sense. I did leaving it there. There we go. That's better in that it's worse.
I want
But
to ask
yeah,
you
it's so
to
odd.
be my guardian.
Again, not that it
You know
really
what?
matters, because
There's no
who
time
cares
for
what the Albed have to say.
Maybe a Blitzball whiz kid, but a
I think the only time it really becomes
Not a guardian then.
problem as
I
such,
just want him
maybe,
nearby.
is then when you're in home and there's a few chests to open
What?
and you need to answer some
It's just
questions,
that-
but
Well,
who cares?
We're all
The
going to the temple
like some of the
anyway.
items there as
Please
well
wait
are
till later.
completely pointless and don't help us, because they're like, again, they're
I'm sorry.
stuff
I
like
shouldn't have.
level
There's
key
nothing to be
sphere
sorry
things,
about.
or other kind
I'm
of
just not
special
really sure
like
what's
return
going on.
spheres or something, or friend spheres
My
for
apologies.
the sphere grid. We can't use them. So yeah, I will be selling every single sphere I get hold of, whether it be the normal red ones or the yellow ones or the kind of clear bluey ones that are better. Like, they're all just getting sold. Like those 2 mana spheres, they're getting sold. I just found myself 2 gil there. 2 whole gil. Oh yeah, rolling in money. Aha.
Why don't you
I think this is the last tutorial we have for a while. I think we've got this one, and then we've got the one with Oren for piercing. And that's it. So yeah, it forces you to use Lancet there, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, you now don't have to actually use the Overdrive. So, yeah, rather handy. One element there where we're kind of not actually forced to, although it kind of says, yeah, use this. It's not like Riku's one where you actually do have to mix things together to get some kind of result to kill the enemy. At least with that, you do the Lancet, you get your Overdrive bar all the way up to full, and then it will stay there for the whole rest of the game. Kamari, it's not going anywhere else. Ah, yes.
The fiend before us is
Do we do it straight away? I suppose we probably do.
Remember,
Because
discretion is the
A, it's in the way, and B, we kind of could do with, I think you get an item for beating it. Or, okay, we're not doing it straight away. Pick the chest up. Why would you walk past the chest? Ah, there's, that's Waka's scout with Ice Strike. We'll equip that. Oh, that's got sense. That's quite handy. It's not just Una at the moment. So at least we can still... I'm pretty sure, anyway, we can one-shot the wasps here. Because they are weak to ice. So I'm pretty sure we're able to one-shot them. As opposed to needing to crit in order to do that. So that's always handy. I guess we'll find out now. Go and get Waka. Yeah, Waka.
I could take care of those
Hit
alone,
the
huh?
bees. Yeah, that wasn't a crit at all. So that's always good.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, poison. Not friendly in this game. It's quite brutal. The actual poison values when you get done. Not so much from the attacks themselves. Obviously, that's dependent on what the actual attack is to hurt you. But when you are poisoned, ooh, yeah, you need to cleanse as quick as possible. And we will be using the deadly poison to our advantage a lot in this run. There will be a lot of moments where we've got certain enemies that have got a hell of a lot of health, where we need to make sure that we poison them, and we need to make sure that they maintain that poison, and they're not able to kind of rid themselves of it, because it will essentially be that poison that kind of finishes them off. Because, well, our damage output is going to be absolutely shocking. Not yet, obviously. And to be honest, even at sort of Mihen and Mushroom Rock, it's not terrible. but certainly once we get to, I guess, the Thunder Plains, but definitely Macalania Woods, by then, like, when you're needing to, like, 3-shot stuff or even more, it's, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. I don't get why I wouldn't keep Kimari in that sense. Keep Kimari? Yeah, there we go. Past me, idiot. He's probably a bit stronger. He's got more health. He's probably got higher defense. Yes, he's slower, but he can kind of tank for us. Until we get Oren, Kimari is kind of our tank. And sort of still is a bit. Yeah, that seemed odd trying to bring Tidus in then. It's like, what on earth is he going to do? He's not going to do 152 damage. He hasn't got sort of 600 plus health. Like, I think Kimari's health there is still more. Yeah, it is. It's still more than Tidus's health is. So, like, why on earth would we want to be bringing him in? Think about it, idiot. Yeah, oh, massive damage dealer for the early part. Nice one, Lulu. And her evasion as well is a godsend at this early point in the game. Like, especially where sort of physical attacks and stuff are concerned, because obviously her defense is horrific. And her health is horrific. So without that evasion stat, there will be many moments where she probably gets wiped out, even at full health, because yeah, it becomes a point where she is just so kind of weak. She's literally my glass cannon at the moment. My absolute glass cannon. Very easy to kind of offer and break the team up. But until that point, awesome damage. Again, this early part of the game is very kind of, there will be an element that they're weak to. There'll be something that they are weak to. Or at the very least, if they're not weak to something, chances are they're not strong at something. Yeah, we need to get him out of regen as soon as possible. Nicely done. That is the only problem. You get the earthquake. But yeah, we can take that. It's not a problem. We can take that. Yeah, because I think his regeneration there is actually more than we're able to do as an output of damage, even if we were to swap Yuna out and bring in like Tidus or Waka. But then you've got no one healing, you've got no one curing poison. Yeah, it's not going to work. So, and the Lancet as well. Although it's not the strongest thing in the world, doing that little bit of healing, there will be times where that one Lancet action bumps Kimari's health up to that next little bit, whereby he's actually able to survive a hit, as opposed to falling, because we might have done a bit more damage with an actual physical attack, but because we did that and we didn't heal from it, we haven't got enough health to then survive the next attack from the enemy. So there will definitely be times where that comes into play, and that actually saves me later in the run, because I've done that little bit of healing, that little bit of top up. Obviously we can't crit with it either, I don't think, and we're never going to be doing sort of 300 plus damage with it, but that's fine. That's not what it's for. It's just a nice, safe, consistent utility move, just to keep us sort of topped up and ticking over. Oh, stop going for Yuna. Making me waste turns. I want to just hurry up and defeat the thing, and making me do more healing than is necessary. 498. That's 357, so that's like about 140. I mean, yeah, Kimaru's next attack, unless it crit, wouldn't. Well, it might. Yeah, it might have done actually. Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah, 148, just about. Yeah. It's like, right. Time to go on the offensive. Yes, I could do with a heal, but we're done now.
A summoner entered guard.
Good old MP sphere
We'll get our
again,
chance
something
soon
that
enough.
we will not be using.
Young Crusaders will be singing to
Excuse me. Yeah, we will not be putting that to any use at all whatsoever. Right, I think, do we do... Yeah, there's a few more items to pick up, isn't there? So, a few more bits and pieces to pick up, and then we shall go and get ourselves a Dark Touch weapon. Or at the very least, we will try our damnedest to get a Dark Touch weapon for Tidus. Yeah, it will prove invaluable. It really will. Yeah. Yeah, we need to make sure we get... I can't even think what fight... Whether it's just sort of the fights in general for like
Sorry.
Mihen and maybe a few bits in Luca that might be susceptible to dark. Because obviously once we get to the fishes in the pool, that's going to be Lightning Strike. So we're not going to want it there. I guess maybe the Albed Machina bots, maybe? If I can dark any of them.
Easy, huh?
It will obviously make getting through those to the ship a little bit easier. I mean, most of that is just going to be Lulu's lightning magic with a bit of healing, probably. I'm just trying to think why.
Take that.
All I know is the guide was very insistent that you grab that weapon, and it be specifically for Tidus. So I'm not actually sure why. I'm not sure what the logic is there. But I'd rather do that little bit extra, get the thing that I need, and then sort of make my way forward and go, oh, I'm at the bit where I need the thing that I got earlier. Oh well, it's a good job I got the thing earlier, because that makes this bit so much better, so much easier, so much quicker. As opposed to, this says I need that, I don't think that's necessary, I'm not going to bother getting that, and then you get to sort of the next bit or the bit after that and you're like,
Anyone thirsty?
yeah, I've got no way of inflicting like this status, or I really specifically need this character to have a certain elemental weapon and they don't, so they're not dealing the extra damage according to the weakness. So yeah, there's definitely an element of that, especially where sort of farming certain stuff comes in. But yeah, if it's saying we need Dark Touch, we need Dark Touch. So we are not going to rest until we get Dark Touch. It's as simple as that. Oh, so glad for that Ice Strike weapon. So it means we don't have to waste Lulu's turns on casting ice on them. We can just use Waka as normal, and we don't have to use extra turns with him as well. 2 turns and the things are gone. Like, no questions asked, done, dusted. I mean, they've only got 110 health, so I do wonder what a non-ice elemental weapon would do from Waka. But then I suppose if his strength's not very high, there's not going to be too much that it can do. So it will probably be a case of maybe doing sort of just over 100, maybe. Sort of It's possible that you might get that 110, 115 score and you wipe the thing out, but it's equally plausible that you get sort of the 100, 105 kind of mark, and it's then hanging on by the skin of its teeth, and then it's going and poisoning more people. Whereas, yeah, with the wonderful ice strike weapon, boom, gone. I mean, you've seen plenty of examples of it here. Yeah, there we go. 172 that time. Yeah, it's a little bit higher than the last one I saw. But it's working out perfect. Working out absolutely perfectly. And I'm pretty sure after this section, there is absolutely no reason for me to have an ice strike weapon at all. It's literally so that Waka's got one, and Waka can use it as and when in certain fights where something's weak to ice, unless of course he needs a different type of weapon, like maybe he does need oh no, I've kind of lost where I was going there. No, forget that. It might come back to me, but it probably won't. Oh, Luck Sphere, yep, we can't use that, perfect. Oh, yeah, brain just sort of went there. Now, if memory serves, there's a bit of wandering backwards and forwards here, because one of these Crusaders has got a particular item, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, and I wasn't sure which one it was then, and I still can't remember which one it is even now. So either I gave up looking for it, or I happened to find them through sheer blind luck. I'm not sure. Because yeah, there's a bit of random wandering. There's like 2 or 3 that run around in the middle, and I wasn't sure if maybe it was them, but I don't think it was. And from the looks of it, if we're going up here, yeah, I think maybe, at least at this point, I have basically given up looking for it. I found my Luck Sphere, and that's all I wanted. I mean, admittedly... Oh, actually hit. Nice one, Tivas. Yeah, admittedly, we've got to come back through these woods anyway in order to leave. So it may have been a case of, screw this. Let's just go and fight the boss. Let's get the cloistral trials over and done with, and we can kind of come back here afterwards and work out what we need to do. It may just have been that, to be honest.
Stone steps have a
But
history.
who knows? Who knows? I sure as hell can't remember.
Lord O'Holland trained here at his peak.
Yes, we are gearing up to the Sin Spawn fight. Can we
A race?
Can we get that Dark Touch weapon
Think you can beat me?
for Tidus in the first instance? That is the question. The question. Ready? Cheating. God damn it, Yuna. How dare you?
Hey!
Call this a race? Absolutely ridiculous. Right, so they're all the way to the top by now. Go. Move. Run. Where am I? Just move forward, man. What are you doing? Ah, yes. Clever. I thought I was just going to carry on up then. I was like, oh, please don't do that. I was like, I don't remember doing that. Because otherwise that would be a case of starting, let's say we weren't to get the weapon that we wanted. It would be a case of starting right at the beginning of the forest again. Defeating Ochu again. It's like, oh, no, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. So yes, this is how this farm is going to work, and how all kind of boss type farms are going to go. Because there's another one in Luca. There is Seymour in Macalania as well. essentially what you will see is the first attempt at getting the item when I first kind of encounter the boss, and then obviously if I get the item, great, we carry on. If I don't get the item, I am then obviously going to kind of stop, I'm going to reset things, I'm going to fight the boss again and again and again until I get the item that I want. And essentially, rather than showing you every single potential failed attempt, you will then kind of see the sort of second version of that fight will basically be the successful one. Because I figure, well, there's no point in keeping the recordings of all those other fights, because like I'm not keeping the actual save data for any of it anyway. So you could argue, oh yeah, but then you could use overdrives in those fights. Yes, I guess I could do, but then if that were to be the successful fight, I would have to keep the recording of it, so you would see me using an overdrive or a summon or whatever. Whereas, like, if it isn't the successful one, then there's no point in keeping the footage anyway, because all you're going to get then is just a repeat of this same boss fight again and again and again and again, me using predominantly the same sort of strategy again and again and again and again until I kill it and get the item that I need. And ultimately, because I don't know, obviously, until the end of the fight whether that's going to be the one that I need, obviously I'm not going to be in a position where I can break the rules for those fights, because if I do and then I do get the item that I want, then I can't use that version of the fight anyway, can I? That's just dumb. So yeah, we will be kind of resetting and deleting those bits of footage, deleting the recordings as and when we need to. But I mean, hey, obviously if we get the thing on the first go, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We first go and we're done and we're dusted. But yeah, ultimately if we don't, if it takes me 10 goes, if it takes me 20 goes, like, what's the point of me showing you like 19 fails of the same boss? Like, no one's going to want to watch that, are they? No one's going to want to watch it. I'm not going to want to go through it all again afterwards, and do all the commentary for it. So what is the point? Oh, I thought that was Tina's dead then. That was close. Oh, again, Lulu coming in clutch there with the fire, helping to get rid of the bits earlier. Is this the one? Is this the one? Well, we are nearing the end of the video, so I will do all the sign-off bits now, because if this is the one, we will then pick it up later and carry on to the cloister. But if it isn't, then at the very beginning of the next video, you will see the successful attempt, whatever number that is, 200 and whatever it could be. But yeah, let's see, is this gonna be the one? Do we have Dark Strike for Tidus? Do we? No, we don't. It's for Walker. So yes, the next video we will have the actual fight for real, and we will then pick it up from there. So till next time, I shall see you later. Goodbye.